No, I got it on DVD.
Okay.
I didn't want to. I was like, because everything else I had at that point for the Texas Chainsaw series. I buy my physical media depending if I've upgraded to DVD or 4K, then I'll get it in the same format. Mm-hmm. But I hadn't upgraded my Texas Chainsaw series to Blu-ray at that moment, so I just kept the DVD because I cannot stand going from standard depth to high depth to standard depth. Fucks with my eyes. That being said, so yeah, I waited for it to come out on DVD. I wasn't too...
We're talking 3D, Texas Chain 3D,
Texas
2013.
Yeah, okay. Texas Chain 3D. We're segmenting to that now. I wasn't too sure about it. I was cool with it. It was, again, because I'm not comparing it to what came before or after. It's its own movie.
Right. It's a sequel.
I thought it was... here's what I will say. I really loved the first 20 minutes. Yes. I thought that was brilliant, and I wish they would have continued down that path because they nailed it.
Yes. So when the families were coming out to the Sawyer.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Bill Moseley playing.
Kind of reminds me of his movie Kills, man. The flashback I had to feel.
Here's the thing. Right. The production nailed it because they replicated the house perfectly.
And it felt like it. It felt like it belonged there.
It did. They nailed it, and then it went off on its own thing. And it was a standard slasher film. And I love
even Leatherface. He looked like Leatherface from 74.
He did, and it was a fun movie. And
I like how they even put... Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but they even put Moseley when they're at the dinner table.
Yeah.
Just to give it... So if you were to watch it, it blends in just perfectly. They did, like a nice little fade.
And that's what they did it so well. It's like, I wish you would have kept in that moment and it expanded upon what happened immediately afterwards, because then it cuts over to... Yeah, and the time frame, the technology does not match up with the time frame. Like, the movie's off by 20 fucking years.
Right.
That should have taken place. That should have been taking place either in the late 80s or early 90s.
Well, no, you're onto something. It really should have just picked up like what happened, a couple hours later.
Yes, they were on it.
The investigation, the standoff with the family.
Right. It was there, and then
I wish they would have.
Because beyond that, it's a terrible movie. It really.
I like it. I enjoy it.
I like it, but here's the thing, Corey. I like it as a slasher movie. I didn't hold it up to anything else. And here's what it is. I went in there with zero expectations, and after getting blue balls from the first 20 minutes, watching it play out afterwards, because I've read the reviews and what people found wrong with it.
Yeah, because you told me it was dog shit, so I stayed away for years.
It was, but then when I saw it, I was like, it wasn't that bad. Like, I wouldn't, and it just felt like it was a standard. I love slasher movies. It felt, I liked the slasher aspect of it, and again, I wasn't holding it to anything else. Mm-hmm. It worked. I like the kids in it. I kind of like the sympathetic Leatherface. I look at it as an alternative universe version of Texas Chainsaw. I'm not looking at it as like the original stuff. So I think because of that, and I had zero expectations. Sometimes, like you said, when you go in there with something zero expectations, you end up being a little bit more open to something that's you would normally not be open to. And so I was cool with it. Like, I had no problem with it.
Okay, so let me jump in real quick. Like you said, I love the Bill Moseley playing.
That was dope.
Drayton
But you know why he did it though?
That's his friends.
They were actually friends, and he felt like he was the best.
And I agree.
He did it with honor because
I got chills. If you don't see, I have chills. Him playing
like he did it right. Like he did.
Gunnar Hansen cameo.
That was dope, by the way.
He and
playing as one of the family.
The opening reminded me of Devil's Rejects with the shootout with the cops. I was cool with that. Like you said, it was blue balls because I wanted them to just explore that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, there was so much things they could explore.
I think, and I wonder if it's because for in terms of money, they just didn't have enough money to really go there, or was it just not in the plan from the foresight?
Now in the when they you see Verna's tombstone, it says 2012. So the movie's supposed to take place in 2012, and like they, so that would have made Heather's character, that's the main character, and she's super fine in that. But anyway, so Heather's character would have been 38, and I've seen some amazing looking 38-year-olds,
but none of them look like they're.
But none look like she's.
Yeah.
So I wasn't.
Even our friends, no 38-year-old would be hanging around with kids that young.
Right. So Trey Songz, he was fine. He didn't overact. He didn't over.
Yeah, actually, I was surprised. Like I was okay with it.
I didn't know he was Trey Songz until you told me. I was like, oh shit, that is Trey Songz. The Latina friend, she was sexy. She was good. She wasn't annoying. The cook was cool. They picked up the guy, the hitchhiker, who's fine. And I was like, oh god, here we go with the hitchhiker again. And I'm thinking Vigo and that type of shit. But it swerved us, and he was robbing him, and then he ended up got with Leatherface. And I wasn't mad at this Leatherface because he looked dope with his Verna's sweater on, his Christmas sweater, and like it was cool. I dug it. And then when he's chasing them in the house, when they come across him in the house, and it becomes a horror movie. But then all of a sudden, you realize who the real bad guys are, and it becomes an anti-hero movie, and that's where it kind of lost me. And then it has the worst line in the whole franchise: "Do your thing, cuz." And I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, that was
cringeworthy.
That was
Had she
cringeworthy.
started crip walking right after, then I would have been a little bit more sympathetic. I would have been with it, but no, she did not, and it was just awful.
Having said that, though, we talked about this earlier. I think Leatherface would be the only villain probably that you can kind of buy the humanity because of how he just cowers down to his family.
Yes.
But
absolutely.
it was a cringy line. I'll give you that.
It was a cringy
absolutely.
line. And but I enjoy it. It's an easy watch. It doesn't overstay its welcome.
Yep.
And it
It's a sense
flows.
of fun. It's a sense of fun.
It's just a fun little something, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
and I ain't mad at it. He ready to jump in like double dutch. I can tell.
No, good. I'm
Go ahead.
listening to
You
you guys.
got the floor, my friend.
Yeah, it's all you. It's all you.
Um,
Now, why do you hate it?
Didn't like it. I just saw it just a few weeks ago, and
Netflix.
yeah, on Netflix.
Did you have zero expectations, or did you?
Yeah, I had zero expectations. I mean, because when I saw the trailer, I mean, I remember when it came out in 2013, it got bad reviews. And,
Yep.
and I kind of felt like, this franchise might be kind of done. It's bad. I mean, and it's exactly the reason you said. That complete 180 when one minute she's scared of them, next thing you know, they're buddies. They're taking
And he's
down.
putting the saw like it's his dick on her shoulder. I'm like, come on.
They got to take down the bankers and the investors that were taking. I was like, this is goofy, and the characters are kind of cliched. I mean, once again, we got the cheating boyfriend.
Right.
I mean, it's like, how many times have we seen this?
Yeah.
Right.
And Halloween was guilty of it too. Halloween 2018 is guilty of it. And that's something I liked about Scream. If you guys get around talking about that, I don't want to jump.
Yeah, we're
into
gonna
the
do
subject.
Scream in another day, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but the fact that Maureen Prescott did all this, and I mean, you rarely see women putting that. It's like, because anybody can cheat in a relationship, not just men.
Right.
I just feel like it's kind of nice to shift that on the female character every so often, but it just wasn't a good movie, man. I didn't like the way Leatherface, the way he looked too, and they picked up the hitchhiker that was stupid. Nobody would leave. I mean, you just met this guy.
Right. And then you're gonna leave him at the house.
He's gonna cook dinner for you. I mean, come on. You can see that coming a mile away.
Oh, I totally agree.
And, it just like, and that's what I'm saying. Like in the 2003 remake and even the prequel in 2006, they didn't really make those dumb mistakes. And that was set in the 70s, where it was probably a little bit more acceptable. You probably more apt to take people at face value back then. But this movie was set in present day, well into the 21st century, and
here's $60 for gas.
Yeah, we're a bit more cynical, and and to leave him in a house, I got no more to say. It was really bad. I'm glad I saw it for free on Netflix. Didn't have to pay any money to see it. And as bad as that film is, it's going to get worse. So.
Okay.
It seems like there's always that one movie Texas Chainsaw where one of us is really fucking despised.
What do you think about it, Iron Mike?
Yeah, that's pretty much my sentiments. It was overdone, well done, been done. You kind of went through the whole thing with the annoying. I didn't like the characters too much. They were kind of annoying. The cheating, like you talked about.
Like we've seen that so many horror
Well, they were both. It was a girl and a guy.
Yeah,
cheating.
right.
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't mean to focus on just a boyfriend,
yeah.
but it's typically always a guy. They try to say, but the girlfriend too. But once again, it's just the final girl. She thinks she has a really loving boyfriend, and it's just like. Yeah.
Well, at least Trey Songz didn't do a spin kick. That's all I got.
Trey Songz used his own song.
First of all, Trey Songz is no Busta Bus.
No, he's definitely not. Shout out Bus. Shout out Freddie. Resurrection. No, but it was
Danger
it
Entertainment.
ranks pretty low. It ranks pretty low on my list, man. Man, what else could I say about it? Oh, the hitchhiker thing. That's another great point, man. It was like, why would you pick this cat up in the rain?
And he has his shirt halfway open.
Wait, on the way to a place, to a family you never met or knew you even.
I know,
you
I
weren't
know.
even a
Business,
part of.
family business shit.
You didn't even know you were a part of this family, and I just thought that was not logical.
And the fact that she did the 180, now she's accessory to murder. She's contributing.
Right.
And the sheriff just let it slide.
It just.
Not logical.
And the sheriff, he was kind of a cool, interesting character, because he really was trying to do some good.
Clint Eastwood's
Texas Justice.
No. That was the
deputy. That was
the deputy. Yeah.
Was that Clint? One of Clint's sons?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Scott
that
Eastwood
was
was
Scott
the.
Eastwood?
Yeah, he was the scumbag.
That's right. He was the one that he threw the chainsaw at him and he ducked at the carnival. Was that?
I don't know.
Yes.
That was a great kill. I like that kill.
No, but he didn't get killed. He ducked.
It was just
you're right. You're right. No, my
it was
bad.
That was the Friday the 13th Part 3 yo-yos.
Yeah,
type
You're
shit.
right.
They had to
You're right.
justify
You're
the
right.
3D camera, so they was like, got to do something with it.
Yeah,
So,
that was whack.
I
I liked his look. I wasn't mad at his look. I thought he had good gear. I liked the Christmas sweater, kind of like Karen in Halloween it's Halloween and Karen's rocking.
You're not going to convince him. Let it go.
All right, I'm just saying. So yeah, as far as horror prequels, I think one of the stronger ones is Leatherface from 2017. It gets shitted on a lot,
and it doesn't deserve it. It's actually
unjust.
really good.
I mean, my wife's not a big horror fan at all, and we watched it last night, and she dug it. It's the reason why I like it so much. And my top 5 of the Texas Chains, not to jump ahead, they're all different. Even though they're all in the Texas Chainsaw, and,
right.
but they're all different feels. And this one had a different feel. It was true to the characters from the 1974, because you see Drayton, you see Drayton younger.
Okay.
You see Nubbins later on, and you think, and it has a nice little swerve. I don't know if you want to, but we're gonna spoilers. Okay. So you see a character, and when I first watched it in 2017, I thought the skinny character, and then you see a fatter character, and the way they're acting, I'm thinking one is going to be the hitchhiker, right, and then one's going to be Leatherface, and they're Stephen Dorff. So Stephen Dorff has a vendetta against the Sawyers, and he takes their kids from Verna Sawyer, who's played by
Lily Tyler.
Dude, and the acting between Stephen Dorff and Lily Tyler is excellent. Like, acting wise, I think this is the strongest in the franchise. Like, even with Vigo and Matthew McConaughey and Dennis Hopper, I don't know. I'm just a big
in terms of dramatic acting, I would agree with you.
The back and forth, she's just so good.
Not like horror act, not like terror acting, but in terms of just dramatic acting.
Right.
You know what I mean? Strong characters who are fighting for something.
Right.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah. So Verna is the mother, and actually she has Marilyn Burns' last cameo, or last time you see her is actually in Texas Chain 3D. She's the old lady writing the letter to Heather.
Okay,
That's Marilyn Burns. So Verna plays the young version of that, and she's the patriarch. So this is the prequel to the Texas Chain 3D. So it's like Leatherface, Texas Chain 1974, and then Texas Chain 3D.
So these are Hewitts then, right?
No,
No,
these are
Sawyers.
Sawyers.
The original crew is the Sawyers.
Okay.
The Platinum Dunes family is the Hewitts.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So even Vito agreed. He said watching Leatherface made him like the Texas 3D.
It raised the stock, and I'm not saying it raised it a whole lot, but because I was cool with the 3D one, but it raised it up enough to where it felt like two unique bookends to the original movie.
So
there's a swerve.
It's kind of like the Clone Wars animated series.
Yes.
Where it raises the stock for the prequels.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. And I'm not even, seriously. And then not only that, Stephen Dorff is just a son of a bitch in it. He plays the corrupt sheriff.
But he played it so passionately, so
passionately, because they killed his daughter.
Yeah,
so you understand his.
He had a reason, yeah.
He had a beef.
The layer there for him, for his fight to.
So and I'm sorry about the spoiler killing, but the fat kid gets killed, the one that you think is going to be Leatherface,
right?
And then you find out that the kid that you thought was the hitchhiker is actually Jebediah Sawyer, and he becomes Leatherface because he gets shot in the face and his face splits open.
It was also kind of heartbreaking to see him as a kid. They wanted him to kill, and he was like, remember, he didn't want to do it, you know.
Yeah.
Was he still mentally challenged?
No. But what it does, it shows you that this.
But you see how he gets
broken. He gets eventually it shows you you're not born this way. Your environment creates you, and there were hints of what he's going to become early in the film when he was hiding underneath the pig with the pig head.
Right.
Yeah. Like he was already on that path.
Right.
And then when they took him away, you can sense there was some mental healing in there, and then just
explosion.
But again, I mean, I take some points away for the bad guy and his girlfriend holding the three of them hostage on walking.
Yeah,
that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I didn't believe it.
You can overpower that guy.
Right, especially eventually Bud, who we assume at the time.
Yeah, but it felt like they were.
And he curb stomps dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That could have been done 2 scenes back.
But it felt like they were kind of hanging together anyway, where they were at. Like they had a little bit of a bond, especially with Bud and that dude, because they were about to get lobotomized, and so you kind of feel that camaraderie, like you're in there with you, and you have no one else, so you work with what you got.
Right.
Yeah, when Dorff shoots her in the head, though.
No, Dorff was a son of a bitch in the movie, bro.
Right. Yeah. But justified, though.
Justified.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
That movie, I was telling Spawn earlier, it felt like, and I could be wrong, but I don't think that movie had a big budget, but it felt like they were very smart with the budget, and they maximized every penny.
Minute. Every minute gets maximized.
All right, let me ask you guys a question. if Stephen Dorff's character locked horns with Sheriff Hoyt, who'd win?
Dorff, no doubt.
Dorff all day, I would think.
I would say
At those ages.
03, Hoyt may have gotten the advantage.
No,
Really? Okay.
only if it's verbally. Or verbally, I got Hoyt. But if in like badassery, I go with this dude because he'll.
I think it's close. I think it would have been close because 03 Hoyt was just fucking gnarly, dude.
Yeah, but I don't know. I go this
Maybe
way.
now that I think of it, maybe Dorff, because here's the thing about Dorff, he wasn't about much lip service. He was quick with
He
actions.
was bucking, bro.
Hoyt would bully you, but Dorff's character was on a mission.
Yep.
He already knew you were going to be dead anyway.
Yep.
He just wanted to let you know what was going to happen, and then when he no longer needed you
You're
have
done.
any use, boom.
Yep.
Okay, so let's move on to the final one, and I wanted to get to this, and this is the Netflix one that came out, right? So I know you've been chomping at the bit over there, Corey.
Woo! Let's get in this one.
I will admit, the first day I saw it,
Right.
I was shitting on it.
Me too. Remember
But
we talked.
It changed literally that week.
Yeah,
I started watching
that
it
weekend.
again and again and again. So let me hear your thoughts, Corey, on the new one.
It's all about character, okay? And you guys even said it yourselves in all the previous ones you mentioned, okay? Sally Hardesty was broken. She was a broken woman at the end of the original. They even re-emphasized that in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. She sunk into a state of catatonic.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know until you told me in 3 they show her messed up.
Yeah.
So how in the world
4.
does she come back and become John Wick?
Right.
I mean, we know why, because of a certain other horror movie franchise where, they turned the final girl into a super soldier.
Right.
Love Laurie.
It doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Laurie was catatonic at one point.
Laurie Strode was a much different character. I mean, Laurie Strode was a fighter even when the original Halloween, when you saw her. I mean,
Okay.
she made the clothesline, jabbed my boy in the eye, and hit him with the knife and stuff like that. And, you have a lot more to work with Laurie Strode also. Going from Halloween 2 and then Age 20 and stuff, even though David Gordon Green kind of,
And Resurrection. Shout out Resurrection.
okay, he set the little mouse.
Danger Entertainment.
She set the little mousetrap for Michael. But this movie is like when I saw the trailer, and I mean, I've been waiting 40 years. Like, no, come on.
They don't do that now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And then on top of that, here's another thing too, which is interesting, because you say you guys the next one you guys are going to do is Scream. The interesting thing about it's funny too. You pick those back to back, to do those one after another. But the interesting thing about Scream and Texas Chainsaw Massacre is that all these franchises, they're the two that are the most grounded in reality.
Very great point.
And even the villains both had a similar name: Ghostface, Leatherface.
Great point.
So it's 2012, and Sally Hardesty in '74 was probably 2030. Now this woman's got to be. She looked like she was every bit pushing 80, and that's the case. Leatherface has got to be in his 80s or 90s. Why he wouldn't even have the physical strength to do what he did in this new movie. It just I watched
Never
it.
underestimate old man strength.
Exactly. My grandpa, before he got real sick, I used to try to wrestle with him, and he'd be giving me the arm bars.
I'm not down there. My grandfather, remember I came home from the Navy. I forget my first or second year. I'm young. I'm doing push-ups and stuff. And my grandfather, like in the 60s, and he's buff machine. I shook hands. He yanked me over the dinner table, man.
Right.
So I know I get that. But this movie just fell apart. The kids. I mean, I thought the girl was cute with the curly hair. I thought she was really cute. Are we allowed to say spoilers?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, 100% spoilers. We
I
are.
just want to, for people who haven't seen it, for people who haven't seen this yet, spoilers. You might want to tune out right now. Give you a couple seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fuck him, let him have it now.
The girl with the curly hair, she gets beheaded at the end by Leatherface, and
Super dope scene.
And I was kind of it was fun.
It was.
But I kind of liked her. She was cute. But overall, these are once again plug-in characters. I mean, they don't have the the interesting aspect. They don't have the personality of the Scream characters or even Laurie Strode or those characters. These are just disposable characters.
Right.
And then they try to be meta like Scream. Dude, we'll cancel you.
And no one says that. It just happens.
Yeah, it's just like they were trying to be cool. You can't make cool happen. It has to happen naturally. It's just cool is something that when all the chips fall into place, the fates are in your favor, and that's when something really neat happens.
Sure. Right.
They were trying to almost like the people try to create a Quibi. That thing came and went. But this movie I think it's a toss-up. But between this one and the 3D one is one of the worst.
Well, Corey, I was going to jump in there late and say, so with the 2022 version, it's actually a requel to the original 1974. I know you mentioned what they said about
her being catatonic and
2, 3, and 4, and everything else.
Nothing exists.
Nothing exists. It only connects to 74. So
but I'll go to you now. But even with 74, you can look at the end of the movie. She would never come back to that. Look at her at the end of the movie. Yeah. I mean, she was out of her mind in the back of that pickup truck. I mean, look at it again. Why Sally Hardesty would never ever come back to that, and that's why I can't buy this movie. It's like no, she would never come back to that scene. Right. She would get as far away from that as possible.
Now I could see Stretch in that role come back.
Yes, I would agree.
Stretch was not having it,
but Stretch doesn't exist in this universe, though.
Right? I know, no. I'm just saying, if you wanted to bring somebody back in that particular role in this franchise, the only one I could see come back would be Stretch.
Okay, I mean, if you
remember, she was I'm telling you, she was dropping bows on fucking Chop Tot on the stairs, and she boom fucked them up.
But here's the thing: I think the point is though, this movie, I really do feel this movie was a product of Halloween 2018.
Oh, of course it is. I mean, that's the whole point. It's trying to, they're aping Laurie Strode, and that works for Laurie Strode.
Does not work for Laurie Strode, but again.
It works better for Laurie Strode and Sally Hardesty because we have a history of Laurie Strode.
Yes.
We've seen Laurie Strode in different
iterations.
Yes. It's only really been kind of 2 iterations, but still, it works better with that character than it does Sally Hardesty.
Right,
Sally Hardesty is a one and done character. She
absolutely.
Really is.
Absolutely.
She doesn't have the legacy of Laurie Strode.
Yep.
So that's why Halloween 2018 works. And let's face it, Halloween's a bigger brand name, a bigger, what's what I'm looking for? A bigger brand.
It is.
Bigger marquee.
It is.
Michael Myers is more marquee than
Michael Myers is more pop culture at this point. But I will say this though about 2022. I think I made this example before too. I love The Dark Knight Returns by help me out here,
Christopher Nolan?
No, the comic book writer.
Frank Miller.
Frank Miller. So I love the fact that we can't change who we are. We come back as an older person. Mm-hmm. So I love this second chance of Leatherface being that again. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the older, you can't change who you are.
Right.
I'm not asking him to change. I just don't feel like he was getting around like a young man in his 20s. I'm like, Leatherface has got to be.
But watch it again. I was watching because I wasn't sure if my boy at the barbershop was saying, "Yo,
sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Vito."
No, we do that.
He's got mad cardio.
Yeah,
he always has.
He always has. I mean, he's Jesse Owens in all these shits. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you're making a comparison to The Dark Knight,
but he's also like kind of limping, older and tired.
Okay, but you made a comparison to Frank Miller's Dark Knight. I'm a big comic book fan. Batman's my second favorite character. You gotta understand who Batman is. This is a man who's always stayed in peak physical condition, the greatest athlete on the planet. So I could see Batman.
Well, remember he was drinking for 10 years though.
He wasn't really drinking, but he was faking it. But I could see Batman doing what he does at age 60 because, and even then, even in Dark Knight, they acknowledge that he can't do what he did when he was a younger man.
Oh, no doubt. But I still like
the book where he's like, there was a time when I didn't need my legs to climb a rope. So even Batman, even age catches up with Batman.
Right.
But Leatherface, if you look at the original, he's a fat slob in the original. I mean, they eat meat. Okay, all they do is eat red meat. That catches up with you eventually.
Right.
It does, but you can't.
So he should have had diabetes, Leatherface.
Well, but what I'm saying, but I guess my point is this: so I dislike.
He should have sawed his own leg off.
I just like the fact that things that we liked as kids still come back. I thought that was still cool to see. Again, a second version of Old Man Leatherface. Mm-hmm. I did enjoy the meta aspects of it because again. This goes back to Halloween Kills. It goes back to the new Star Wars trilogy. I'm okay with them speaking to Generation Z and Millennials. I get it because you need the younger generations to keep funneling things out, just like we did our part in the 80s and 90s and 2000s. I get it. It's for that type of audience, and I'm okay with kind of slicing and be like, you know what? I kind of need you guys. I need to relate to you guys so you guys can pump money into this franchise so we can keep getting it. Because every generation, you need that revenue. You need that connection to help funding products so we can keep getting them. And I know a lot of people may not care for it, and because we're all the same generation. Like I know you had an issue with how they were acting, and I get it, but it wasn't speaking to our generation. It was speaking to
I think that this one had the Generation Z and the Millennials versus instead of what you're saying. I felt like it was more like a versus than like enough, and we're gonna just cut through it. Hence the bus scene. Go ahead.
I disagree with you, Vito. I think by putting in these meta things, I think in a way you're kind of talking down to the generation, and like they know. Okay, they know.
Making fun.
Yeah, it's like they see this. It's like this isn't funny, it's like,
Yeah,
okay, that's not, the whole cancel culture. We get that. Instead of just really writing a good story, writing some interesting characters. Nothing trumps interesting characters.
Yes.
Nothing trumps good acting.
Absolutely.
Nothing trumps a well-written story. Okay, you can put in all the meta tricks you want to. It doesn't work.
Oh, agreed.
And,
but
I think the Generation Z hated the movies. I mean, the younger generation, I don't think they're going to dig this movie. You don't really have to be, of a specific age group.
Right.
I mean, look, someone's always going to like something.
Yes.
Yeah, there's people out there that like Batman and Robin. There's a very small pool of them.
Chill out.
But this film, I think they saw what worked for Halloween. They want to jump on a bandwagon, and that's nothing new. I mean, horror, as a genre, they're always chasing trends. I mean,
right.
When Scream came out, sorry, keep going back to Scream. After Scream came out, we started getting
the meta film.
Last summer,
Urban
Legend. So sorry.
And those are great in their own right.
I get it, but this movie just was so hackneyed. The characters were not interesting. They could have been interesting.
All right.
No,
I agree.
It wasn't a believable premise that these kids are going to buy this town.
Yeah,
it was absurd. You know what I mean? That they're going to go in there. They had the money to buy. Who was going to go there when they did buy it?
Right.
Way out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Right. 7 hours away.
You talk about overpowering how they could overpower Hoyt. He had a whole bus full of people, man. Someone could have got him down.
He got a chainsaw. Who's going to get at him?
He maybe got one or two people, but they eventually would have got him, got that chainsaw off his hand.
But we have to understand, though, these movies are a bit of fantasy, and if we had reality fully set in, we wouldn't have a movie. You got to kind of have a little bit of that magic, a little bit of that kind of just fantasy element so we can root for that, because, again, too, we don't root for Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees or Leatherface because they're like us. They're like you said, like comic book heroes, except for they're the villain, so they're doing things we can never do, and so you kind of have to accept that. And I agree with you. In any other reality case, you're absolutely in the real world he would have been overpowered. But I don't want an underpowered reality-based Leatherface. I want something that so I can still root for. I want something that's a little bit of fantasy, because that's why I'm watching this movie.
Well, so I loved it. I hated it at first, right? And I didn't hate it.
You hated it.
No, I shitted on the characters and the bad decision making.
You shitted on everything when you talk to me about it.
No, I shitted on the bad characters that I don't like, which I have a bad problem. If you look at the Halloweens and you look at the Fridays when we discuss it and we break down the franchises, unlikable characters are disposable and garbage, like he said. So I hated the characters, I hated the dialogue, and I hated the bad decisions. Oh, I'm gonna go with the lady had a heart attack. I'm gonna go with them. But what I loved was the carnage, the blood. He breaks dude's arm, stabs him in the neck with his arm bowl.
I'll give you that.
This is the first time that we've ever seen Leatherface with his own motivation.
Yep.
So this is the first time that Leatherface is pissed off, and I'm gonna take it out on y'all. Y'all killed this woman that took care of me after my family was abandoned and my brother died and blah blah blah. So I lost something, and I'm gonna take it out on y'all. And he's killing him. He's after the old girl. And I just thought he was excellent. I thought this version of Leatherface was dope, and the way it was filmed when he pops up out of the sunflowers.
Oh, that was so surreal. That was dope,
dude. There was only one weak kill, so all of a sudden he kills the sheriff with like a log that he somehow finds. But then he stabs the chick in the stomach with it looks like a paper cut on her gut. But other than that, the kills were dope. Like when Dante's face is split right open. I from that point on the movie jumps up. Because the movie I was on the fence with it. I was hating on it. I was texting y'all. But when you turn around and you see Dante's face split, that's when the movie jumps, and that's why it's high on my list.
Last thoughts?
Double Dutch. He's ready to jump.
When he broke the arm, it was neat, but then again, it wasn't. Because here's the thing. When Leatherface starts doing that, now he's up in Voorhees territory. He's up in Krueger, Michael. Now the supernatural strength. Leatherface is not supernatural. These other guys are. I mean, they let you know pretty much from the get-go. Michael Myers is more than just a man. Jason Voorhees is more than just his man. Krueger is full-blown supernatural.
Oh, yeah.
Leatherface has always been grounded, Right. So, I mean, that's the cool thing about Leatherface and Ghostface. With enough moxie and luck, you can actually beat these guys.
Right.
Yep.
Or girl.
That's a good point.
Ghostface can be anybody.
Right. Yes.
They can be defeated. When you start getting to Myers, Voorhees, and these guys they're like the Captain Americas, the Thors, and these guys. And
then the Leatherfaces and Ghostfaces are like Punisher and Daredevil.
Yeah, he's gonna say that. I mean, but it's like he's gotten too superhuman now. Like I said, the way and stuff he was, just the punishment he was taking. I mean, what made the original movie so cool, especially I go back to the '74, and even in the part 2. He can be hurt, and he's kind of dumb too. That's what I liked about the the 74. Like when you hit him with a wrench, and he drops the chainsaw. I was like, but somebody's limping, and
I like what Corey, and I agree with everything with Corey's saying, and I think it's because, and you brought up a good point, like Captain America's, the Thors and all that, right? And I think
Leatherface.
And I'm not always about grounding things because I love fantasy.
Oh, no doubt.
But I feel like this was the whole point of Leatherface, because remember, he's loosely based on Ed Gein,
right?
Who was a real killer.
Yep.
Okay. And so it's like he's never been like these other characters.
Right. But you brought up a good point though, and I was gonna say I think is the comic book element is what I like, because again, I love watching. I'm a big comic book fan. I love the Marvel films. I love the DC films. So maybe that's why I was able to digest one easier and accept it, because it was, and I agree with you. You're right. It was comic book based the way he was taking it, and it was shot so well, in my opinion. I was good with that, because you're absolutely right. I didn't think about that. It is very comic book like, and I think I was okay with a comic book like esque Texas Chainsaw. I never had that before, and so maybe that's why I'm cool with it, because one, it's a one and done,
right?
Hopefully.
Well, no, at the end there's a post-credit scene where he shows up at the house from 1970.
Oh, you're right. But I would be up for a comic book esque horror film with Leatherface. I guess at this point, not full on overblown Marvel. You know what I mean? But I agree with you. You're absolutely right. He's doing things that would be physically possible for what is a grounded character.
And an old character, too, at this point, man. The guy is like 80.
But I've had 8 movies of a grounded Leatherface, so maybe I was... Okay. I would say this. I was okay with it, because the way it was shot, It was
an easy watch. It's an easy watch, and it's a fun popcorn movie. And at this point, I don't hold it in the regard that I do of Michael Myers and Jason and Freddy, where if they do something that really pisses me off, I hate it forever. Like I
well, because it's like we said earlier, though,
Resurrection. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little bit more lenient on this
because it's fractured, because it's always stopped and go different iterations.
Exactly.
So I guess I
was cool with this.
Yeah, and I think that's why I'm cool with it too, because it's been so. There's not been a consistent series with Texas. You know what I mean? You've always.
No, but there's been a consistent tone, the fact that he is a grounded killer.
Agree.
Like Jigsaw.
So
like I said, like Ghostface.
Right.
He can be defeated.
Right.
It's just that what gives Leatherface the edge all the time, and it's really to the movie's weakness in a way, is that people are always on his territory, on his terms, right? And that's why he's always successful. We don't really get a Texas Chainsaw Massacre where Leatherface is not on his terms, where he's put into another environment where he's unfamiliar with. I mean, the original movie, he knew that whole area, so
yes,
he was going to eventually probably catch Sally, anyway. And the same with the second movie. I mean, this guy, he's grown up, and he's backwood roads of Texas, so he knows like the back of his hand. So and that's always to me been his greatest asset, is like he knows the land, right? So
the lay of the land, yeah, absolutely.
And that's what gives him an edge. But if you're strong enough and fight back, and you're lucky, and a little moxie on your part, you can beat can beat Leatherface. He can be defeated.
So let me give you my top 9. So I'm gonna start from the bottom and then work my way up.
Just run through it. All
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna run through it. Yeah. Next Generation. Garbage. That's the bottom of the
list.
What
a dick.
Leatherface, Texas Chain 3. I love it, but it just doesn't. It's not. I don't know. It's just something missing on it. It was because it was new.
The gore.
But yeah, but I did enjoy Texas Chain 3. The beginning, the 06. I'm okay with it. It was a great film, like you said, the way it was filmed. Texas Chain 3D. That line, "Do your thing, cuz," and no crip walking. Forget about it. The Netflix one is my number 5. I have a lot of problems with the characters, but the gore and the carnage and the kills, just like Halloween Kills. It's a shit movie.
Basura.
You
garbage.
Bastard.
Basura,
but
garbage.
The kills are just, I'm there for that. At this point, as a horror fan, unfortunately, that's what all we have at this point.
Blasphemy.
So I'm going to go, and I just changed it again. So I'm going to go Leatherface in my number 4, the 2017. My number 3, Remake, which is excellent. And then 2, Texas Chain 2. And then number 1 is the 74.
V?
What's your...
My top 10?
Yeah, your top 9.
Well, okay, top 9. I'm going to go with this. 74, number 86. I'll be honest with you. I have Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw 3 tied with the 03. I think they're both that well done. I mean, they don't capture the magic of the first two, but they tie my spot at number 3. For number 4, I'm gonna say it's a tie between Next Generation. Yeah, I'm gonna push you guys up for this one. 2022. And then number 5, definitely Leatherface.
Threw up in my mouth.
2017. And then after that, Texas Chainsaw 3D, and of course at the very, very bottom, The Beginning.
All right,
That hack.
Oh, you haven't seen?
Oh no, I can knock
Leatherface?
mine out real quick.
Okay.
Vying for at a tie, vying for the bottom spot at a tie is 2022 and 2013. They're both really bad movies. They're both at the bottom of the barrel for me. And then the next bad one, in my opinion, would be probably
1990.
Don't influence his
I'm
lips.
just asking.
Let the
I
man
got love for
speak.
1990, bro. Come on.
You put it at the bottom.
I'm gonna, I'll say the 06 one, and then would be because I didn't have a problem with 06, but it's been a long time since I've seen Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, but I did like the fact that Ken Foray survived, so I'll give it props for that. So I'll put that one, the next one up. After that, let's see, did I miss anything? And then number 3 here, and then these would be the top 3 because I didn't see Leatherface, the Stephen Dorff one. I didn't see the McConaughey one. So at third place would be the 03 remake. Number 2 is the 1986 one, by Tobe Hooper. Then of course the original by Tobe Hooper is number 1 for me.
My man, I agree with him.
Yeah.
So-
Iron Mike, what you got?
I got so bottom of the barrel for me. Hold on, make
I
sure.
want to hear it. I want to hear it in Vito's area.
All right, so bottom of the barrel for me at 9,
Oh!
coming in strong, is New Generation.
That pains me, sir. I rode with you in Resurrection.
I know, man. So 8, which I changed from 7 earlier, but 8's going to be the 3D. Yeah, that ranks pretty low for me. 7 I have, which pains me too, because I like Jordana, but the beginning, What do we got? 6 is, wow, that's kind of low though, but TCM part 2.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what? I did it
so-
this morning,
Yeah. You just saw it for the first time.
You got it's like
yeah,
wine,
I
my
gotta
friend. You gotta let it
that,
marinate.
So
Yeah.
a little asterisk on that. So, but I do like 3 better than that one. So at 5, where am I? Yeah. 5, I have the Netflix one. I enjoyed that one, man.
Wow.
4 is part 3. And then coming in at 3 is Leatherface. Leatherface was strong to me.
And another thing,
know.
2022. So she's all geared up like John Wick, man.
Yeah.
She's got guns out
And
there.
then she gets sawed right in half. And
Yeah,
then,
but just to get right up on him, then the gun jams up.
no, that was the other girl.
No, wait, it doesn't matter. I mean, all them guns she had. I mean, come on, man, really?
Number 2
that old trope.
2 is the Jessica Biel one, and then of course number 1 is the OG one.
All right, we all in agreement.
Let me see your
OG.
chainsaw, man. Now, what's up
I
with
got
that?
it like
That is the slowest chainsaw I've ever
I
fucking
haven't
seen.
I haven't done the battery in a long time, but my dog gets scared of it. I'll be like, and then he bites at it.
It doesn't do you no good when you shake it and it stops working, my friend.
Corey, what
No,
figure
it's
was
not.
that you had that you showed us?
It was
If
just the,
you could point it towards that camera just so we could see it later.
it was just the I brought had the Blu-rays.
I thought you had a figure too.
No, I didn't bring a figure.
Oh,
It's
okay.
funny. I have pre-ordered the Mezco. I don't know if you've heard of
that's
Mezco
right.
toys.
Of course.
Yeah.
They know they're doing a Leatherface, and so I got on pre-order. So I already have Jason, Michael, and Freddy. So once I put the whole 4 together, it'd be like the Justice League of Evil.
Oh, that'd be dope.
I mean, I thought about Pennywise, but Pennywise just really doesn't belong to boys.
I would
man.
put Chucky. I would throw Chucky in there.
No, hell no.
I can't
Pennywise
fuck
got
with
there
Chucky.
waiting for Chucky.
Yeah, I'll put
I
Chucky
can't,
in there.
I can't fuck
I'm
with
telling
that.
you,
I'm
I hated Chucky for years.
Really?
And you know what? I still hate Chucky. So
Rewatch. I'm telling you, watch the last 2.
know.
Colt. Anyway.
I'm cool on Chucky. I'm cool on Chucky, man.
I did like the bride and the seat of Chucky.
No, those were garbage.
I'm cool. Y'all, Chucky to me just riding on Freddy's coattails, trying to mix comedy with horror, and it just
didn't work.
This doesn't work, man.
All right, fellas, we're gonna have to close it out here.
All right.
Thanks
That was
for
dope.
joining us.
All right.
Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
All right.